The finals of the WPF Delta Division are here. My team, the Exploding Whalmers, is taking on Ducky, coach of the Setopolis Psyducks. I really want to go all out for this match, so let's see what I've brought to this finals game. Team should be below me as always, and you can find the pace for this team in the description. Let's start with Gligar. Gligar is meant to get spikes up and function as sort of an annoying special wall for my opponent's team. My opponent's only form of hazard removal actually is Scizor, so if I'm able to get a spike up, that can potentially put some serious strain on my opponent's team. I went with a little bit more of an offensive moveset otherwise with Ice Fang, Earthquake, and U-Turn. Mainly the goal for the Gligar is to just function as a sort of short-term pivot so that I'm able to get in my more threatening offensive checks to my opponent's team without having to risk damage on them. And I felt that Gligar was actually just going to be the more reliable ground type to bring this week, although I did end up bringing Great Tusk, as you can see, because I felt like it just had a little bit more longevity and did a little bit more in the way of useful things for my team. Ice Fang is for the Thundurus, of course, and then Earthquake. Actually, it's a shocking amount of their team for pretty good damage, so that felt like a pretty easy bring there. For EVs, Gligar is pretty much max HP, max special defense, although it has a little bit of speed to help counter creep Clefable. So that was sort of my idea with that. Next up we have Greninja, and one thing I'd like to point out here, and this is something I've done all season, but I make sure that my Greninja's nickname and Pokeball and language of origin are consistent whether or not my Greninja is Protean or Battle Bond. This is just to bluff them, and I don't want to leave any information on the table. Since I am capable of genning my own teams, I know how to do this for myself. I don't have to finagle the bots in any particular way, so I can get away with doing this pretty easily. So it makes my life pretty simple, knowing that I am pretty capable of bluffing this easily. Anyways, Greninja is meant to function as more of an early game breaker, punching holes in my opponent's team and opening the way for some of my late game win conditions to do their thing. Gunk Shot here is for Clefable, Extra Sensory is for Urshifu Rapid Strike before it Terastallizes. Dark Pulse feels like the best neutral option to click because it hits a shocking amount on their team for neutral damage. Said shocking twice. Anyway, and Water Shuriken, I swear, I'm just obsessed with this move. It just feels so good to have that form of priority on Greninja. Yeah, I've been running it a lot, so it is expected, but I think a lot of people do sleep on this move for Greninja because it's already so fast, but my opponent has a very offensive team, and I feel that the capability to revenge kill my opponent's team without having to rely on a Choice Scarf is super valuable, and so Water Shuriken just felt like a really great fit here. Mostly max special attack, max speed, though my speed only hits a jump point, or not a jump point, it outspeeds one of my opponent's team members. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. I think it's a Zelf, and I put the rest in attack to make Gunk Shot hit just that little bit harder. Next up we have Zapdos. Zapdos was one of the last members added to this team, and quite frankly, it was more of a filler Pokemon to get me into the Pokemon that I actually considered to be kind of good. But I felt that Zapdos was a pretty decent inclusion because of its typing and pretty decent natural bulk and power. I am running a good bit of special attack with a modest nature. This just hits a jump point that I felt was good. There wasn't really any math to it. I just hit some jump point that gave me a decent amount of bulk left over, and I feel like this hits some pretty good damage ranges against Pokemon like Thundurus, Dragapult, stuff like that. Ancient Power is specifically for the Thundurus T so that I'm not a sitting duck into it. Yeah, it's not the best move to click neutrally, but specifically targeting that Thundurus T, which I identify as a pretty big threat to my team, I think is pretty valuable, so I wanted to include that here. Otherwise, the rest of the moves on this Zapdos are pretty standard, though I'm not usually a huge fan of Thunderbolt on Zapdos. Usually I like to bring Discharge more because it has that extra paralysis chance, which is just a lot more utility. But Thunderbolt with the extra power I felt was worth the trade-off here, so that's why I ultimately went for that. For how I split my bulk, I went max HP, and whatever I didn't put in the special attack, I put the rest into defense, just to kind of shore that up. I felt that defense was going to be the more relevant statistic here to prioritize my bulk into, so I went with that, helping to check things like the Urshifu Rapid Strike and the Scizor a little bit. We'll see how well that plays out in practice, but it made sense to me in building. Next up, we have Great Tusk here, and again, I wanted to run a bit more of a speed boosting Great Tusk set this week. I thought about running Choice Scarf on Great Tusk, but I felt like the ability to switch up moves was actually pretty relevant here, and so Booster Energy made the most sense to me. I've been avoiding Booster Energy Tusk for a lot of the season, and that's not because it wasn't on my radar or because I feel like it's a bad set. I just felt like other sets that emphasized more on Great Tusk's supportive capabilities or sweeping capabilities were better in a lot of matchups, but this time around, I felt like the ability to boost my speed with Booster Energy while still maintaining some offensive presence was pretty valuable here. For EVs, it's pretty much what you would expect from a Booster Speed Great Tusk. If you're going to be Jolly max speed and still have a little bit of attack investment, you can literally only invest 4 attack EVs before your attack becomes equal to your speed, and then you get the attack boost, and I'm trying to avoid that. So just the 4 attack, max speed Jolly, and then max HP just to have as much overall bulk as possible. I went with 4 attacks here because I wanted Great Tusk to, again, function kind of similarly to Greninja, be a little bit more of an early game wall breaker, so that I'm able to clean late game with some of my other late game threats. Rapid Spin provides that form of hazard removal utility, which this team otherwise lacks. Ice Spinner hits things like the Dragapult, the Thunderous T, the Crocodile. Close Combat hits the Crocodile, also hits the Scizor, hits the Urshifu pretty hard as well. And then I went with Heavy Slam specifically for the Clefable. Not having a ground stab is a little bit unfortunate, but I felt like the trade-off of having the fighting stab option was worth it here. I just felt like it hit more things. Next up, this is the, I don't know, but this is a little bit of the zest that I have on this team, and that I am bringing Choice Scarf Fezandipiti. Now, when you see Fezandipiti, you look at its stats and move pool, you think, well, this is going to be more of a defensive Pokemon, or a bulky setup Pokemon with Calm Mind or something like that. And for the most part, that's how I've been running it this season when I've been bringing it. However, in this particular matchup, Choice Scarf Fezandipiti actually felt like a pretty effective bring. Now, of course, Fezandipiti's special attack stat is significantly lower than its physical attack stat, so why did I end up going with a special Choice Scarf Fezandipiti here? Well, that's primarily because, 1, the coverage is a little bit better with access to Heat Wave, and 2, Urshifu's special defense is a lot lower than its physical defense, and so if I wanted to target it, I felt like using Moonblast was going to be a much safer bet than using Play Rough. Now, I didn't actually run the calcs for that, and I should have, and that's me being careless, but ultimately, I felt like being a little bit more reliable with Moonblast compared to Play Rough, as well as hitting the lower special defense, it just felt right intuitively, and so that's ultimately why I went with a special set. Otherwise, the move set is pretty standard for what you would expect a Choice Scarfer to run. Sludge Bomb to hit the Clefable, as well as just be annoying for its status, and then Heat Wave hits Scizor. U-turn for pivoting, of course. The speed on Fezandipiti is for Choice Scarf Urshifu or an Urshifu at +1. So if they went for a Trailblaze or something like that, I'm still able to outspeed them, and with a little bit of chip, I can KO them with a Moonblast. Yes, one of the annoying things about Fezandipiti is because its special attack stat is so low, Moonblast is not a guaranteed kill on an uninvested Urshifu Rapid Strike from full. We do need to get a little bit of chip on it to really guarantee that, and so the idea is I use a Pokemon like Greninja or Great Tusk or something like that to get that damage, and then use Fezandipiti to revenge kill. Fezandipiti also has really good revenge killing potential in the late game. It outspeeds +1 Crocodile, which I know my opponent has been a big fan of bringing. It outspeeds a Dragapult. It can outspeed a Zelf and Thunderous T. So if I'm just able to get through my opponent's team kind of neatly, I think Fezandipiti has a real shot of cleaning up. So this is a really cool set. I'm really glad that it actually looks pretty good here, and I'm excited to see it in game. Last, but certainly not least, we have my GOAT, Hydrapple. I freaking love Hydrapple so much, and it has just been a key player in this league for pretty much the entire time. I'm pretty sure I've only omitted Hydrapple from my builds in one game, and I can't remember. I think I won that game, but that's besides the point. Hydrapple has just been the MVP, it feels like, so I obviously had to bring it to the finals. But not even just because of the MVP factor. It's actually just legitimately good into my opponent's team. It's my best check to Urshifu Rapid Strike defensively. Yes, it can run something like an Ice Spinner or an Ice Punch to be able to hit me super effectively, but thanks to Hydrapple's incredible physical bulk, seriously, I am just in awe of this thing's physical bulk. I'm able to eat the hit and then recover it off with Regenerator or something like that, so I don't have to play super riskily with Hydrapple in order to get the most value out of it, which is nice. Outside of that, I ended up going with a Nasty Plot FizzDef set this week because I really wanted to lean into Hydrapple's capability to take physical hits and then pressure my opponent's team by setting up with Nasty Plot. I figured Dual Stab was just going to be the best thing to run here. Yeah, it doesn't hit Scizor for even neutral damage, but I'm not super concerned about Scizor, especially if I can Terrasilize to Water. And everything else on this team gets hit for neutral damage at least, unless there's some weird like Terra Flunkiness going on. But I'm really not that concerned about not being able to hit Scizor, as unless Scizor is like SD, it can't really do anything back to my Hydrapple. And then I have checks in the back like Great Tusk or Zapdos that can handle the Scizor should I get into that position. So I really wasn't worried about running Dual Stab here. And I went with Terra Water as my Terra type of choice, mainly for the Urshifu Rapid Strike, just being able to resist Ice Punch. It is a pretty good neutral Terra as well, as there's just not a lot on my opponent's team that can hit it for super effective damage. Yes, there's the Thundurus, so I'll need to be a little bit careful about that, but otherwise, I think Terra Water on Hydrapple is a really great shout. One last thing I'll note about the team before we get into the battle is my Greninja's Terra type of Water. That is just completely filler. I do not plan on Terrastalizing Greninja this game at all, ever, unless, I don't know, Hydrapple goes down in some freak accident or something like that. Otherwise, Terra Water on Greninja is mainly just to kind of bait my opponent, force them to play carefully and preserve their team so that my Hydrapple is able to Terra later in the game and sort of break through there. So again, it's more to force my opponent to play in a certain way than it is to benefit my game plan, but it can still be helpful, you know, boosting the power of Water Shuriken thanks to the stab boost. Anyways, that is the team for my finals match against these topless Psyducks. Let's jump right into the battle and see how this team does. Alright, so my opponent has brought pretty much everything, although Azelphus here over Scizor. That's pretty good. I'm a fan of that. They are Electric on Urshifu and Grass on Crocodile, so very targeted towards a potential Terra Water on my Hydrapple. So I'll have to be careful of that. Outside of that, though, I think I should be okay. I think I can still make this work. I'm gonna lead... I want to lead Zapdos, I think. Or do I? Do I want to lead Gligar? Because I was thinking about doing a potential Gligar lead. I just think it's kind of bad into Urshifu, but outside of the Urge matchup, it's actually okay. So I think I'm going to go with the Gligar lead here. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. This is a really scary match for me because it's the finals, and I really want to perform, and I really want to do well. And my opponent has a really scary team, and yep, I fucking knew it. I almost led someone else too. That sucks, but what can you do? Yeah, my Gligar is especially defensive too, so it's not like I really have a switch into this at all. Like, Ice Spinner just feels really free. Gligar versus Urshifu Rapid. If they're not choice banned, we do live a Surging Strikes. What about Ice Spinner? Do we live an Ice Spinner if they're not banded? We do. Okay. I'll go for a U-turn here. Just make a really aggressive play. They have Ice Punch. Okay. Fine. And I crit them. Very well. Let's see what my play is here. I think I just go... I could go Hydrapple here. We know that they're not choice banned, so that's good. It is unfortunate that I had to sack pretty much all your HP. You're pretty much just death fodder for someone else at this point, but it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. So I am going... I think I can just go Hydrapple. I could also go Fezandipiti, but I don't think Fezandipiti even kills... it does, and they don't kill me back. Okay. They don't really have a Moonblast switch in either, so I feel like I can go Fezandipiti then. And if we force the Terra, that's wonderful. That's fantastic news. So yeah, let's just go Fezandipiti and click Moonblast. I'm guessing they're protected pads. I'm surprised they're not Ice Spinner. I'm guessing they're Ice Punch with Punching Glove. That would make sense. Punching Glove, probably Jolly, I'm guessing. For it to do that, yeah, against my Gligar. Not Ice Spinner, they would be Ice Punch. Oh my god, they stayed in! And I get the kill! And I get the kill! That's a damage roll. Oh my god, Fezandipiti KOs Urshifu Rapid Strike with Moonblast. Ridiculous. Oh my god. What? What? Oh my god. Logos. That is the Azelf. Okay. I honestly want to get some damage off on this here. Because I think they think I'm going to switch. But if I play this aggressively, that's going to put a lot of yup and lowers their special attack. And I get the Toxic Chain too. Oh my god, I'm getting everything. I'm getting obscenely lucky. And they actually go for the Psyshock. Okay. They stayed in. They did make the attack what's in front of them play, which is completely fair. But at the same time, I am in such a ridiculous spot now. I'm just going to click Moonblast again. I don't care. Good lord. Getting first blood is pretty obscene. Okay, so we do trade. They go for a Thunderbolt. They were predicting me to switch into Greninja, which is fine. This is going to be a 2-1 for Fezandipiti and a 1-for-1 for the Azelf. So yeah, Azelf KOs Fezandipiti with Thunderbolt. Fezandipiti KOs Azelf with badly poisoned Toxic Chain. Okay, what now? What do I go into? I would say their next big threat is probably the Crocodile. They may also go the Thundurus, but I think no matter what... No, hold on. I think I go Great Tusk. I go Great Tusk here. Starfire. That is 100% the Clefable. I am very okay with that. This is the reason I wanted to go Great Tusk, actually, was because I wanted to use Great Tusk to trade with this Clefable. I am packing the Heavy Slam here, specifically for the Clefable. So this is, again, I am just throwing damage out because I think I can win in a more spooky endgame than my opponent. I think I have better tools in the endgame. So that is the risk I'm taking. That's what I'm gambling on, and I'm hoping that that is correct. So they are, not Kasib, Babiri, which is fine. Do they just Moonblast? Yep, they just Moonblast. Okay. Doesn't kill. Wonderful. I want to trade this for the Clefable. Right now. I want this Clefable low because the rest of my team is special attackers, and I think I'm going to struggle to KO it if I don't have that. So I just want to trade for this Clefable. And I think this is how I have to play my build. Just go for constant trades. And yep, they Moonblast again. That's totally fine. Clefable KOs. Great. Tusk with Moonblast. Okay, I can go Greninja, I think. Yeah, this is just... what move do I lock myself into? I think it's gonna be... Extrasensory. Because I don't think Water Shuriken kills with 2 hits. I think it's gotta be Extrasensory. And I want to save Terastallization for my Hydrapple, maybe. So... yeah, I'll click Extrasensory here. Okay. Very good. Perfect. Okay. Greninja KOs Clefable with Extrasensory. So it's 4-3. They still have the... what's it called? They still have the Dragapult. Man, I think the play sacking Fezandipiti like that was just really aggressive for no reason, because I'm really weak to the Dragapult right now. I think it's still winnable though, but I will need to tear up my Hydrapple at some point, and I just need to figure out when the best time for that is going to be. Shackleford, that's 100% the Crocodile. Know that. I just go Hydrapple here. They can click knockoff. It's fine. My Hydrapple is physically defensive, so I should be okay here. Just make sure to go you. Oh my god, no, dude. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, we are back. We have pretty successfully recreated up to the point where we disconnected. Some slight differences in that my Gren has taken an extra hit of Life Orb, and my Gligar is healthier by like 20 HP. So overall, that's fine. Let's see what they go for here. Yep, they're gonna Terastallize into Grass. Makes sense because they are going to want to resist Water Shuriken and stuff like that. So this checks out to me. Let's see what they go for here. Scale Shot. Makes sense. Alright, they are not loaded dice. Okay. I think I just recover on this turn. Because I am Fizz Death. And here is to hoping that I am able to beat this with my Hydrapple. Let's see here. This is Moxie for the record, so we'll want to keep that in mind. Fickle Beam. Ugh, that doesn't do nearly as much as I was hoping it would. But it also doesn't do that much to me either. Like, that's just Scale Shot. 3 hits, and it only did like 100, so I think I'm okay. If they have Bulk Up, things will get a little bit spookier. And they miss. Okay, that's ginormous. Oh my god. Oh my god. And my Hydrapple can just recover off all the HP and get back to full. So that's really good. Now, it's time for the classic. The El Clasico. That's a crit. And they only hit twice. Okay. Totally fine. We just hit him with the Fickle Beam. It's gonna be a 3-hit KO, I think. I'm just gonna recover on this turn. I want to make sure that I stay as healthy as I can possibly be, and recover is going to be the best way to ensure I can make that happen. So they're just gonna keep clicking Scale Shot. If they get the 5, that's fine. Because again, I clicked recover. They're gonna get at least 4, and they get the 5. Okay. I do wonder how much a Terra Blast, if they are Terra Grass, Terra Blast, and I Terra Water, it does like half. Okay, I'm gonna recover again. Yep, they switch out. Probably into the Dragapult, I'm guessing. No. They go into the Thundy. Okay. I think this is where I go Gligar. Yeah, I think I gotta go Gligar on this one. And just get a safe switch into my... what's it called? Gren. Because we know Gren is faster. Yep, they just Sludge Bomb. I think I have a chance to live. That would be ginormous. That would be really, really big if I could live here, but I don't know. How much does it do? They Agility. Are they Weakness Policy? Oh, shit. If they're Weakness Policy, I have to play this a certain way. Oh my god, they're Weakness Policy. Oh, they're not. Okay. This is probably fine then? They Psychic. Okay. Cool. So... Thundurus, T, KOs, Gligar with Psychic. Alright, I'm gonna have to trade Zapdos a little bit here. But that's fine. I just need damage. That's all I can ask for, is to just get some damage. Yes, I am revealing that I am Ancient Power, but... oh my god, that does a lot. As long as I get damage... ooh, that's really good. That's incredible. That's really good damage. Okay. Thundurus, T, KOs, Zapdos with Thunderbolt. Okay. I have to go Gren. And I have to Water Shuriken. There we go. Greninja KOs Thundurus T with Water Shuriken. Yeah, it's gonna come down to the wire here for sure. No matter what, at the very least, it's been a good game. Very explosive, very aggressive, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. I think I just Water Shuriken again here. Get whatever damage I can get. And if they are Dragon Dance, fair play. 4 hits is cool. Let's see, do they DD? Or are they Specs? They Draco, okay. Dragapult KOs Greninja with Draco Meteor. Okay. Hydrapple time, baby. Let's go, buddy. I believe. I believe in the Hydrapple. I believe in the Hydrapple. Come on. It's actually so freaking close. Imagine I go all out here. That would be insane. That would actually be insane. That I just catch this, I get the all out, and then they go down and we win. Ugh. It's down to the frickin' wire, but if there's any Pokemon that I know can clutch, it's Hydrapple. Hydrapple, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Oh, no all out. Ugh, and it looks like... Yeah. Okay. Do they Terra Blast? They just Earthquake? Oh, that does nothing! 0 all outs, by the way. I have to recover. But considering how badly Hydrapple has cheesed people before, I get it. I totally get it. Alright, they're gonna go Dragapult here. I think I recover once. They Thunderbolt. Oh, that does a lot. Come on. I have to Fickle. This has to kill. No para? Come on, Hydrapple, please! Yes! Okay! Oh my god! Hydrapple KOs Dragapult with Fickle Beam. Come on, buddy! Come on, Hydrapple! I know you can do it! I know you can do it, buddy! Just don't get crit here. Just don't get crit, and we win. Come on, Hydrapple. Come on. Please, buddy. You have done so well for me. Oh my god! We did not just win! We did not just win! Oh my god! Oh my god! We actually just won. We actually just won. Hydrapple, my fucking GOAT, actually just wins this. The WPF Delta Division. Oh my god! Hydrapple didn't go all out a single time because he doesn't need it. My fucking GOAT. Oh. GG's to my opponent. Oh my god, I thought I had screwed myself over so bad. But as it turns out, Hydrapple is actually just the best Pokemon in the entire game. Oh my god. Oh my god, GG's, GG's. Oh my god. Oh, Hydrapple. You're so good. You're so good, Hydrapple. Oh my god. Whew. What a season. I'll probably have a bit of a wrap-up video next time, just reflecting on the season overall and some of the things that I thought went well that I could have done better, especially with this game. But for now, I'm just going to take the time to celebrate because, oh my god, I cannot believe I just won. That is actually crazy. GG's to my opponent. Really well fought, really hard fought, and yeah, oh my god. Alrighty, I'm recording this last little bit here after doing the team builder, and I recorded both of these after doing the match, just because that's what works best with my schedule. But I have a couple things I just want to say before I end this season and video off. First, I would just like to thank everyone for watching the channel, for watching these battles, and listening to me yap about my thought process, about Pokemon, stuff like that. I have a lot of interests, and I know kind of uploading Pokemon out of the blue is a little bit weird for my channel, but I really did enjoy learning about the content creation process for Pokemon and what that looks like for me and sort of evolving as the season has gone on. There definitely was some jank earlier in the season, but as I was able to find my footing, I definitely felt a lot better about how I was approaching content creation, so that was pretty fun. I do plan on uploading a different draft league starting next week, so that'll be really fun. I am in a bunch of different leagues at once, so this isn't the only draft league I'm in, but it's the only one I'm uploading, and for me, this next league is more so a replacement to this one than something I'm kind of, you know, adding on or anything like that. But yeah, expect to see more of me, which is really cool. And the last little bit I'd like to point out is that I don't think I necessarily played the best in my finals match, although I did come away with the win. It definitely felt a little bit scuffed, and while it was, you know, hard fought from both me and my opponent, especially, you know, with the disconnect making things even more scuffed, I think the way I played that match in general was a little bit lackluster and overly aggressive. I would say is the best way to put it. Just trading pieces when I probably shouldn't have traded them, or holding on to things for a little bit longer than I needed to. Kind of, you know, regardless of all of that, I felt like I could have played a lot better in that finals, but that doesn't, you know, take away from my accomplishments or from what I was able to pull out. It wasn't a super lucky win by any means, although the disconnect did affect both my and my opponent's mental state, which I think definitely ended up helping me. However, I'm still happy that I was able to come away from this season, you know, with the dub. Going in, I really had a big sense of imposter syndrome, and just, you know, uploading Draft League content, playing in a league with, you know, people I watch. Like, Gentleman Thomas is someone that I just watch and is, to me, a content creator, and so being even in the same league as him was a really big step for me, and it's opened the door for some opportunities for me in other leagues, which is really exciting to think about. So even though I don't think I showcased my best in the finals, I think my semifinals and quarterfinals games were a lot more solid. I still hope that y'all enjoyed that battle, and that I'm constantly learning and improving and taking away things from my games, win or loss, and I hope to carry what I've learned, which in this case is just to not play as aggressively with my sacks. I hope to carry that with me into my future draft leagues. So stay tuned for all of that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.